I am a student who is curious about everything, how everything works, how everything became like that, where it came from, and what are their contributions to us, such as the subject under science, history, and English. And of course, GMO is not an exception. First, let me introduce to you our subject for today, GMO. GMO stands for Genetically Modified Organism. It refers to organisms, typically plants or animals, whose genetic material has been altered in a way that does not occur naturally through mating or natural recombination. Now, how are GMOs made? The process of creating GMOs begins with identifying a desirable trait in one organism and transferring it into another through genetic engineering techniques. Now, scientists isolate the gene responsible for the desired trait and insert it into the DNA of another organism, typically a plant or an animal. Now, this transfer can be achieved using various methods such as gene guns or bacteria-mediated transformation. Now, once the desired gene is successfully inserted, scientists cultivate these genetically modified organisms in laboratories under controlled conditions to ensure their stability and viability. Now, the modified organisms are then subjected to rigorous testing to evaluate their safety for consumption and potential environmental impact. Next, are GMOs safe? Okay, numbers of scientific studies on the safety of GMOs have been conducted, and regulatory agencies around the world, including the World Health Organization or the WHO, the US, the evidence have been reviewed by the National Academy of Sciences, the European Food Safety Authority or the EFSA, and others. Now, these organizations have concluded that there is no evidence that GMOs on the market today pose a greater risk to human health than conventional crops. However, public perception and debates about the safety of GMOs persist. Concerns include the possibility of unintended environmental consequences, resistance development in target pests or weeds, and issues related to corporate control of seed sources. Now, it is also worth noting that the safety of GMOs should not be confused with the larger ethical, environmental, or economic issues surrounding their use. Now that you already know about the genetic modified organism, I'm pretty sure that it's time for me to state that I support GMOs. Yes. Now, here are the reasons why I express support for GMOs. Firstly, raw genetic engineering or the GMO can improve the nutrition, taste, and growth rate of crops. Secondly, GMO reduces pesticide usage. And lastly, it has environmental benefits. So the first reason is that raw genetic engineering can improve the nutrition, taste, and growth rate of crops. First, the improve of nutrition. So, genetic engineering can be used to enhance the nutritional content of crops. For example, researchers can introduce genes that increase the level of vitamins, minerals, or other essential nutrients in crops. And this has the potential to address nutritional deficiencies in certain populations. Next is enhanced taste and quality. Genetic modification can be employed to improve the taste, textures, and overall quality of crops. Now, this might involve modifying the expression of genes related to flavor compounds, ripening processes, or other factors influencing taste and sensory characteristics. Next is faster growth and increased yields. Genetic engineering can contribute to the development of crops with faster growth rates and higher yields. So this is particularly important in the context of global food security, where increased agricultural productivity is needed to feed a growing population. The next reason is that GMO reduces pesticides usage. Certain GMOs are designed to be resistant to pests or diseases, reducing the need for chemical pesticides and promoting more sustainable agricultural practices. According to Klemper on his study, on average, GM technology adaptation has reduced chemical pesticide use by 37%, increased crop yields by 22%, and increased farmer profits by 68%. Yield gains and pesticide reductions are larger for insect-resistant crops than the herbicide-tolerant crops, and yield and profit gains are higher in developing countries than in developed countries. So, basically, genetic modification can confer resistance to pests and diseases, reducing the need for chemical pesticides. And this is not only benefits the environment by minimizing the use of potentially harmful chemicals, but also contributes to the economic sustainability of farming by reducing crop losses. So the last reason is that GMOs have environmental benefits. So some GMOs are developed to be more resistant to environmental stressors such as drought or extreme temperatures, which can contribute to more resilient crops in the face of climate change. Now, according to Morgan Chamberlain on his studies, on a global scale, GM crops have actually had a positive impact on the environment. The widespread adoption of GM crops and the agricultural practices associated with their use to have resulted in aggregate reduction in herbicide and insecticide volumes, as well as an improvement in the EIQ profile of these chemicals. So basically, GMOs have benefits to our environment that can contribute to sustainable agriculture by enabling cultivation in regions where traditional crops might struggle. To summarize my discussion, GMO or genetically modified organisms are organisms that have their genetic material altered in a way that cannot occur in reproduction and natural recombination through isolating a gene containing a desired trait and transferring it into the DNA of an organism through genetic engineering. And even though concerns about negative effects of genetically modified organisms, such as the development of resistance of weeds and pests, and the issues related to corporate control of seed sources are present, um, genetic modification still must be done as it can improve the nutrition, taste, and growth rate of crops, increase the resistance of crops to pests and diseases, and increases resistance to environmental pressures. As a student, I am grateful that I learned this knowledge about genetically modified organisms, and as an exchange, I will use this knowledge to be part of my basis knowledge to learn more about GMOs and try to help scientists to alleviate human sufferings with the use of genetically modified organisms. Thank you.